Hello and welcome to part 6 of our Dominion 6 game where we're playing as middle-aged Nidavangr. So in the last episode we did a little bit of back and forth with the forces of Nabaa just as we managed to consolidate our forces together in Iskapini. We've managed to build our palisade in Nenaboa, we've got another one building up in the Resting Heights and soon another one up in Roka, which should be very good as well, or at least we'll start building it this turn. We have a lot of money now, we can see our income has finally managed to shoot up to a point where we're making quite a good bit of money and hopefully that'll go into the future. Off camera, I've done a little bit of things here. Everybody welcome our new mage, Tim Lager, as one of our Crow clan. And I've also done a little bit of work with our guys over here at Iskapini. Basically, what we've done is we've got Fafnir, our Nid Jarl, to get all of our frontline troops together in a big line formation. The reason for this is mostly because we have Joe B. Plenty here, who is our new prophet. And he is going to divine bless all of these troops, so before we had all of these Nid bathed in little box formations nearby their bears so they could get blessed fairly efficiently. Now we don't need to worry about that. They can all just stand in a big line and charge at the enemy. As for our bears, so for their scripts, we've got them casting personal iron skin now for themselves, personal regeneration, and then they're going to be casting a bunch of bark skin. The hope is they're going to be catching a couple of our frontline troops here, our Nid bathed, just to make them a little bit more tanky. Once we get to alteration level 4, we'll be able to use group bark skin, and that'll be a little bit more efficient. But we're just going to work with what we have. In the meantime, we're going to send Arrowcatcher back to Nidavangr. He's going to pick up some more troops there. And as for our units here, I think we're going to get them to move into the range of light. In Iskapini, we're going to get a bunch of province events, probably 15 province events. That's a lot of barbarians. They'll really be able to deal with any of the giants that kind of come around. And we're also going to send Himmer, so we're going to get him to change shape into a wolf, and he's going to come down into the range of light. And we're going to get him to cast probably Moss Body a few times, cast a couple other spells, and we'll make sure he then has a personal bark skin. And what could we do as his last spell? We'll just get him to cast another Moss Body, just in case anybody else isn't in range, and then we'll make sure that he's being set up near the front line here, so he should Moss Body a couple of guys. If we still had our Nid bathed in a box formation, I'd obviously set him up closer to them just to make sure there. But any of our troops getting Moss Body can help quite a bit. Other than that, let's have a little double check of our infrastructure. So we're going to start building up our palisades over here. We want to build up a fortress over here as well. And we'll make sure Hrungnir is also helping with our research. Over in the Resting Heights, we're currently building a palisade. So I think what we'll do is we'll build a temple here. And in Roka, we will also build a temple. That's a good chunk of our gold gone already. So now we need to think about what we want to do for the rest of it. Here in the Oaklands, we'll keep recruiting a couple of guys. And in Ligrea, we've got a bunch of archers that we're getting together. So we'll get some more archers as well, like so. Starting to run a little bit low on treasury. I think we're going to actually just grab out another apprentice just to help with our research. And we'll get a couple more Nid bathed. And that's all of our money gone. As for our troops over here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab these guys. We're going to put them over on John Dying. So we've got our Crow Clan archers, and then we've got our Nid bathed here. And they should be able to take this province in Hogoria. And we're going to move Ogburn over to Nidavangr. As it comes for Nenabo, we aren't actually recruiting any mages anywhere. I'm wondering if there's any way we can save some money with some of our recruitment. So we're currently getting an apprentice there. We're getting another wolf mage out there very shortly. And the glistening wood, we're getting another guy out there. So we'll maybe try and cut back on a little bit of our forces. We'll maybe get rid of one Nid bathed and one of our lovely ladies here, just so we can afford a ChazzyBurger apprentice, just to try and improve our research. As our research stands, we currently get 116 research points per month. That's pretty decent. We should hopefully have alteration level 4 fairly soon. I think after that, I do want to get enchantment level 3 and 4. I think we actually go for construction level 3, and then we'll start working on enchantment 4 after that. Have a little look at our guys. We've got Vinny here, so we're going to get him to grab a bunch of troops and start moving down towards Ligrea. And he'll be able to grab more troops in Ligrea, come to Oaklands, and then reinforce as we start pushing further in to Nabaa. Other than that, we've got a couple of scouts who are just currently moving around. We'll move Trogdrick here. We'll actually make Vladimir Gluten stay here in the Lost Canyon. This gives us some good vision over the Nabaan troops, and that is all of our commanders done. So with that, we'll make sure that we're quite happy with all of our movements. I think we are. We've got a couple of scout troops here that we could potentially start collecting as well with some of our spare commanders, which I think we will. Very big infrastructure turn for us. Going to make sure that we're building up all of our infrastructure we can. Another fort in Roca will massively help our income from that province. Same with the Resting Heights. Gives more places for us to build up our mages as well in relative safety. And overall, I think I'm quite happy with how things are going. I imagine we'll get counterattacked in Iskapeni. We'll see if that province defense is able to defeat it. I don't really want to move any other troops in there just now without any more mage support. We're going to have a bunch of mages come into the range of light, potentially catching out some of these foul spawn or some of these other troops as well. And then as far as our province defense goes, nothing else we can do. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that. We're going to keep moving on with our research, hopefully be able to get something a bit more, and our infrastructure's finally starting to come up properly. So let's end the turn. Okay, so there was a battle in the range of light. So this is us attacking Naba with our large force here. We'll make sure, here we are, we'll turn on the team squares. So here we go, we've got a couple of moss bodies, so you can see now here. So you can see here that this moss body will make it so that they're going to reduce the damage they take by quite a lot, which is fantastic. Our bears are getting out their buffs. We've just seemed to be fighting a small amount of PD here, so I can't imagine this will be particularly harmful for us to take. Yeah, there we go. We're just cutting straight through them. Absolutely no bother. Fantastic. Good job, boys. Boy, we lose there. We lost one of our bear clan, but he's a berserker, so can't be helped. There was also a battle in Hogoria, so this is us attacking the independents over here in Hogoria with our Nidbathe, so we'll get the blessings out. Fantastic. Right, our guys should start charging forward now. Gonna have a couple of our Nidbathe eat those lances. Doesn't look like anybody's died yet. We should be able to chop them down fairly successfully. Our javelin boys are also here to just help out. And there we go, we've got our Nidbathe coming in, attacking up. One of their militias managed to get through to our Crow clan, but it seems like they are now retreating, and that's a lot of light horses, but we should have the troops to just start cutting through them. Okay, it looks like they've run out of arrows, they're retreating. Fantastic. Hey, there we go. Not the best battle. We did lose quite a lot of our reavers. We didn't lose any of our Nidbathe, and we can see how much damage they did. 43 kills by 12 of them. Very well done, boys. What else has happened? There's been a battle in the Oaklands. So Naba has attacked us over here in the Oaklands. What have they attacked us with? Seems like a bunch of villains. Okay, so we've got our province defense here, so it's a good job that we have a little bit of province defense. We've got our lovely blender coming up, and the armies in Naba are already routing. Fantastic. They must have just taken a morale penalty from getting hit by so many slings. Slings do have their use whenever it comes to very bad units, so that's always nice. And Geimer was attacked in the Bog of Beasts, so he was caught when he was trying to scout out the enemy army. Let's have a little look at, see what they have. It's a sizable-ish force. Bunch of light infantry. These guys here are going to be a little bit harder to deal with just because of the glamour, but we should be able to hopefully get through them with our Nidbathed. Or at the very least with a Nidbathed and with our blenders. Blenders are really good because if they hit even just one of their attacks, it'll obviously start popping up some of those glamour. Okay, so overall, I think that was a very successful turn for us. It seems like they're starting to mass over here in Murius, and we have some troops over here in Oaklands. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to start marching straight into Murius. We want to try and take that if we can. Over here in the range of light, let's start spending up some of our money, which, as you can see, we have a considerable amount, but we're going to have slightly less once we do this, which is build a lab here and build a lab over here. Very, very expensive. We're down to 1,000 gold. Some of that is going to be used for our Crow clan over here, and we're going to make sure that we're recruiting more of our mages where we can. That's another wolf that's come up. Fantastic. So we'll think about what we're going to do with him in a minute. And over here, we'll just get another apprentice just while we're building up our infrastructure as we have been. Making sure as well that we're going to grab as many of our Nidbathed as we can, and with that, we're pretty much done in terms of recruitment. Over here, Vidblandi is going to, he can't quite reach anywhere else. What we're actually going to get him to do is move down into the Oaklands. He should be able to reinforce the Oaklands just in case this army here decides not to stay and be hit by us in the range of light. As for our troops, I'm pretty sure our Nidbathed can take that. I'm just wondering if we may be able to send any additional reinforcements over with our bears. Thinking about it, potentially we want to maybe send one of our bears over just in order to help boost up the troops here. You can see that we have a bunch of Nidbathed, but we have nobody to bless them. I think that'd be a very bad idea for us if we didn't send somebody to at least bless something. Well, maybe we'll get these guys to fire archers, we'll get these guys to hold and attack the closest, and we'll get these guys to fire on the closest as well, stick them over here. As for our bear, so we'll get him to cast... We want him to go back to casting Blessing, because obviously we're not going to be with our prophet, so that they won't get the Divine Blessing. So we'll get him to cast Blessing twice. That should be more than enough. We'll get him Personal Iron Skin, and then probably Personal Regeneration, and then we'll stick him on... What else do we want? Probably just an Enlarge or Bark Skin. By this point, they'll be too far away. We'll go for Enlarge. So he'll cast Enlarge himself. He's got Personal Iron Skin, a bunch of blesses. That should hopefully be enough to get these guys blessed up. It should be fantastic. They should be able to hold the Oaklands by themselves. Looking at the Province Defense again, it's just a couple of Jaguar guys, but if we can use them to... try and kill, or at least wound some of the large giants, that'd be very good as well. Excellent. So John dying, you've got a bunch of troops here. You've also got a bunch of archers. We can either move into Melma, which is more militias and light infantry. Alternatively, down here we have about 50 Pale Ones. I think this army, even with its fairly lackluster state, could take Pale Ones. I think we will send them down there, just so we can start to expand a little bit down underground as well. We'll send up another army up here when we get a chance. I don't think we necessarily need Nidbathed in order to take these other provinces. Would be quite interesting actually to just get another Crow Clan scout. We can send them up here a little bit further. We can see here that we have Eru up here. And then again, as we've said, we've got Asphodel over here. We want to try and make sure we're keeping their dominion back as much as possible if we're able to. Finally, what we're going to do with these wolf clans. So let's make sure as well that we have saved the Moss Body scripts, just so we don't have to keep doing it. We'll probably get Tiny Wolf to come out as well. I kind of want to send him to Oaklands as well as Oddvinter over here. And we're going to get them to start casting Moss Body. And they should be able to start casting that on these Nidbathed as well as on the bear himself, just to give them a little bit more protection. I think that will massively help us, especially if we get attacked by that large army. As it comes to research, so we are currently getting 109 research points per month, 253 away from alteration level 4. For Group Barkskin, that'll be a massive game changer for us when we do get that. So 2 more turns, maybe a little bit more. We'll just have to see how our recruitment does. And we don't have that much more gold, so we'll maybe just get a couple of Nidveas over here. 2 months away from that fortress, over here 2 months away from the palisade, and 4 months for this one. Infrastructure starting to come up really, really well. So looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening with that in the future turns. And we do have Kvass as well. I might actually get him to change shape. Can he reach Mundus? Oh, he can. Perfect. The one really good thing about these wolves is they have massive map movement. They have lots of survival. They're stealthy as well. They got snow move. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want for these guys here, and so that they can very rapidly get across the map in order to help your troops. And we'll get him set up to do a couple of Moss Bodies as well. And we'll get him to do it further up the line. Okay, excellent. All right, with that, we have nobody else left to have a look at. We'll make sure Vladimir's Luton is currently setting on retreat at the moment, just in case he is discovered. And other than that, I think we're quite happy with how we're doing. Yeah, we're getting more of these guys here. Yep, fantastic. Yeah, and just doing a quick check again. Nothing else we can do there. We've already got our Province Defense up. Yeah, I think we're good to go. All right, let's move on to the next turn. Okay, a bunch of battles have happened here. So there's a battle in Iskpeni, so we've been attacked by Nabah. Seems like a fairly small-ish force, but what's this out over here? A Storm Drake. Okay, so this Province Defense is probably going to lose unless the Barbarians can just schmack it to death. Bunch of foul spawn. Seems like our commanders are over here fighting against the dragon, which has electrocuted them. Not very nice. He has been hit by a couple of his own lightning bolts, but we'll just see what happens with that. Our commanders are routed. Hopefully one of our barbarians will smack it. Yes, he does. Okay, I'll take that as a Pyrrhic victory. Not too bad. Big shame there that they had that Storm Drake, but we can see they did at least die. So there is that. There's another battle as well in the range of light, so they're attacking us over here with a fairly sizable army, and they are actually clashing with our army here. So this could potentially mean an issue for our little wolf that's going to be running into enemy forces alone. So we're coming up here with our main troops here, as well as some province defense. There's a big old clash. They are starting to cast some earth elementals as well, but our bears should be running out with their scripts and starting to charge on in. How are Nidbathed doing in the center? They seem to be doing okay. We're starting to remove a bunch of their glamour. They have got what looks like their bless off as well. No, they haven't. They're just They're just flashing. That's because they've gone berserk. Come on, bears. On you go. How are you doing with your hit points? Yeah, you're doing alright. You should be regenning okay. So long as they've managed to get that cast off. Yeah, there we go. You can see how much the bears are regenning, how much it's going to help them fight off against these troops here. We'll start speeding it up slightly. Maybe we'll put it to ×2. Here comes the Earth Elemental. Not too worried about that. Some of our troops are starting to retreat for the province defense, but we're starting to really break through their front line. Good job, boys. Good job. Okay. We did it. Did we just lose one of our bears there? I hope we didn't. That would be par for the course for what we do. And we're just attacking some of the giants here. Fantastic. And they're dead. Great job, boys. So that was a pretty big battle in the end. Yeah, we did lose one of our bears. That is a shame, but overall, I can't be too unhappy with that. We came in there with a smaller force. About equal when you include our province defense. Our Nidbait did really well. We did lose one, but they killed 72 of them. And they lost quite a few of their larger giants. There was a battle in Murias, I believe is going to be our wolf. Very, very big shame. So we've just sent one of our wolves to their deaths. That's not great, but never mind. And then in the Mines of Fortune, we've got our expansion with John dying against a fairly large force of Pale Ones, to be quite honest. But we should see how they do. So they're just getting it chopped up by the Nidbait. And they aren't attacking our archer line. Fantastic. Yep, there we go. Just chop them up. And our first foray into the Underdark has started. I think we did lose a few guys there. We lost one of our Nidbait and two of our Wolf Clan. Could be worse. And an unexpected events happen in the Range of Light. So disease is spreading. And in the Wolfen Plain we got some unrest. The Throne of Stars has been taken by the Carrion Lord. And we have a new famous hero. Okay, so overall, ups and downs for that turn. Not too bad. Our infrastructure is really starting to come together now, at least. We've got another big force getting together ready in the Oaklands. We'll probably start moving them out. Cut off Ubar from places like Irem and the Lost Canyon range. Continue our fight up here in the northern parts and then push on to the Bog of Beasts when we get a second. But overall, I think we've done okay this episode. I think we will call that here. Thank you very much for watching. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover in my Dominion 6 videos, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Or if you'd like to be a part of these Dominion 6 videos, again, please let me know and we'll get you subbed in for one of our commanders. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.